My name is David Hendrickson. My job title is Senior Director of IT at NXC Imaging. We're in medical devices. We sell and service imaging equipment to hospitals and clinics in the territories we serve. NXC's primary use case for Zudy vinyl was to provide a mobile field service management application that our current ERP provider could not provide to us. The most valuable features of Zudy vinyl is the ability for us to rapidly develop applications, deploy them easily, and then make adjustments as we realize the things that we forgot to put in the first release or the second release. We've done 8 releases in 11 months for our field management solution. Vinyl has improved the way that our company functions. Primarily, the first impact was user satisfaction. The majority of our employees at NXC Imaging are not in the office. They're out in the field covering the territories that we serve. So prior to vinyl, they had to log in, or they had to find Wi-Fi, log into a VPN, then they had to connect to a terminal server, then they had to open up Microsoft Dynamics AX, and then navigate to their schedule. What vinyl has given us the ability to do is serve up all that information on their phone, so now they're free to do their jobs. They're pretty happy. Vinyl has given us the ability to really improve the speed with which we deploy releases and respond to the good ideas that our people have. Prior to vinyl, we were working within a Tier 2 application that took a very long time for us to change, very, very expensive. Our burn rate for making changes in vinyl is about 1/10 of what it was in the other platform, and we can do it in 1/10 the time. So one of the things that this application has allowed us to do is to bring value to the business very quickly. The benefits or the impact on the IT organization, it's a big morale builder or booster for us. The real benefit is that our IT organization now has the confidence to say yes to requests as opposed to no or have significant delays. So the team is motivated to field requests, work on improvements, and roll out changes. It's very easy to roll out a change. It takes a couple of minutes depending on the app that we're talking about. So it's pretty easy to keep my team going in the right direction. The stability of vinyl is pretty amazing. It just works. The scalability of vinyl is what I'm counting on. The licensing model is amazing for us to be able to do as many apps as we can for the cost that we're paying and not have to worry about the per user cost going up. We are planning on replacing our entire ERP platform with vinyl apps, building the things that we need that we can't buy off the shelf. The tech support at Zudy is top-notch. They're a bunch of talented people who are very responsive, and we've not had any significant business interruption since going live with our first app last year. Well, the team that we used and are using to build our apps is Zudy. So they've been a great group to work with, very talented, very flexible, very responsive, and they're just a good group of guys. Installing and getting Zudy up and running was very easy. From an infrastructure point of view, what was kind of unique about us is that we were their first Dynamics AX integration. And so they had not done AX before, but it took them about 3 days to figure out the business connectors and the data model. And from there, we were rolling. The features that I'd like to see in vinyl next would be the ability to have more control over, a rules-based control over column headings, column labels. So depending on what we're trying to display to a user, we can put in rules to change things around, make it easier for that. The other thing would be a more sophisticated workflow engine. I'm an ex-Nintex user. Charles would probably hate me for making that comment on camera, but having a more graphical user interface to be able to build complex workflows would be really good. I knew that we had to make a change in our ERP platform. I was brought into NXC Imaging to evaluate what was going on with their ERP solution. They were having all kinds of issues with their Microsoft Dynamics AX solution. It took me about 2 months to understand what had happened and immediately recognized that we needed to go down a different path. We needed to change our strategy of staying with a tier 1 or a tier 2 platform. What we do is very different than a lot of other companies. Well, it's not really different. What we do is very unique, and there isn't software that we can buy. And I knew that we needed to invest in a no-code, low-code application development platform that would give us rapid development capabilities. I've had experience with other platforms in the past, so it was a pretty easy decision for me to go after getting board approval to make this happen. So comparing where we've been to where we are now in terms of the technical platform, it's incredibly easy to make change. It's incredibly easy to approve. From being able to deliver value to the business from a user perspective, it's really cool as an IT leader to be able to say yes to requests and deliver them in a timely fashion, as opposed to saying no or coming up with reasons to delay or to give them a long-term it depends answer. Our decision criteria was really based on opportunity and timeliness. So I didn't have a lot of other people on our short list. OutSystems was one that I had experience with in the past, but their platform didn't really fit what we needed to do. And I had some relationships with some folks at Zudy, and the speed of trust happened. It didn't take us very long. We were at the Tech Ed last year as a prospect. It was about a month after that we signed up, and 11 weeks later they delivered a proof of concept that our current ERP solution provider couldn't do in 3 years. Okay, so the value for us for Vinyl is that we've got one fee that we're paying per year, and we can deploy and build as many apps and bring in as many users as we need. It's a big change from the Microsoft Dynamics AX model where we have per user fees, and in order for us to provide or get access for our users, internal or external, it's a per user fee. So the value proposition is incredible, and what they're giving us for functionality and the ability to do the things that we need to do, they're exceeding my expectations. So Vinyl has affected our user productivity in many ways. The most measurable is the amount of time that our field engineers were spending feeding our old ERP system data. I can guess that every FE, we've got more than 50 in our company, has got an extra hour of their day back, not having to deal with the connectivity and all the different transactions that they're doing. The ability to interface with the apps on their phone has made their lives significantly better. Another thing, from an IT perspective, what Vinyl has given us is the ability to reestablish confidence in our user base. Our people recognize the difference in Vinyl versus before Vinyl, and they really, really like the Vinyl experience better than anything else they've had in the past. So the Vinyl platform with the Zudy development team has allowed us to be significantly more responsive to the business as they come up with ideas or we need to make process changes, business process changes. We're evolving all the time, new markets, new technologies. I would say that the speed of the improvement in iterations is tenfold. We can do things 10 times faster in Vinyl than we could in Dynamics AX at a tenth the cost. Fixes that would take our old service provider weeks and months to do, it can take 5 minutes. If I knew of anybody that was out considering an investment in a low-code or no-code development platform, I would encourage them to call me and let's have a conversation about how Vinyl has changed my ability to lead IT and has changed NXC Imaging's ability to do or run their business. On a scale from 1 to 10, I think Zudy Vinyl is a 9. It's not quite a 10 because it doesn't do everything and it can't write itself, but We've been able to do more things in the last 11 months to make our company run better than previous organizations and teams and applications did in the previous 4 years.